Hello everyone, happy Saturday. I'm your digital host, Tatyana White, and welcome back to another episode of the 48 Recap, the one-stop shop to catch up on some of the top news stories of the week, including the government reopening after the longest shutdown in history, a funding bill that will affect hemp products being sold, the latest on a Decatur police officer involved shooting, the production of The Last Penny, and the latest on a Fort Payne couple that was murdered. I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend so far. I hope you all are all warmed up after that super cold weather on Monday. It was rough. It was very brutal, especially with the wind and everything. But we got through it. We're back to like the more warmer days, but I know those colder days are probably coming. But I know for sure I was bundled up all day because I was freezing. And also November is flying by. Thanksgiving's gonna be here before we know it, so it's gonna get cold and we're getting into holiday season, but I'm loving it besides the really cold temperatures. So hopefully it stays pretty decent weather out there. But let's get into this weekend's recap. One of the top stories of the week was the ending of the longest government shutdown in history, and it's now over. And President Trump, he signed a funding bill to reopen the government on Wednesday night, and almost every Republican and several Democrats voted for the measure. And President Trump said that this is all the fault of Democrats, the government shutdown, but he did mention that he's happy with those who voted in favor of reopening the government. The bill that he signed, it will not extend the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies that millions of Americans rely on to afford their health care. And so many Democratic leaders said that they're unhappy about that, and they're unhappy that the subsidies are set to expire at the end of the year. And Republicans have agreed to vote on the health care subsidies as a separate issue soon. And then we also spoke with Dale Strong yesterday, Congressman Dale Strong, and he said that there are many issues that are left to tackle, even though the government is now reopened. And Strong says that he supports an overview of more than 42 million Americans currently relying on SNAP benefits, and he believes that that money should only go to those who need it. And Strong, he also said he's concerned about the Affordable Care Act and how everyday Americans are facing those premiums going up and spiking up.
I think that both sides understand that affordable health care is not affordable. For 15 years, we were told, or the American people were told that this was affordable health care. The premiums have gone through the roof. It's not affordable. You can't keep your doctor that we were told you could keep your same doctor if you wanted it.
Strong also said that he supports the president's idea to let the tax credits go to the people so they can decide what health insurance to choose. And so now that the government is reopened, it may still take some time before things get back to normal, especially at the airport, TSA, all those different things, and the flight delays and everything that happened. And it could also take a bit before full SNAP benefits start rolling out throughout the different states. And I think here in Alabama that they are starting to roll out those full benefits, but throughout the U.S., some of those are slowing up a little bit due to just that halt that happened during the government shutdown. And one of the items found deep inside the big funding bill that reopened the government is a law that basically bans most hemp products from stores by next year. So 48's Noah Cowell, he talked to local hemp store owners across the state lines that are fearing for their business if hemp products altogether have to be banned from stores.
Residents across Alabama haven't been able to buy any hemp products for months because of a new state law. Instead, during that time, they have come here to Tennessee, where many hemp store owners say business has been booming because of those out-of-state customers. But now that this new bill is passed, they're worried that this may be the end of the line. In Congress's bill that reopened the government on Wednesday, a law placed a nationwide restriction on THC, very similar to the bill Andy Witt sponsored in Montgomery months ago. Witt is ecstatic by this development, saying this will keep harmful products out of kids' hands and protect customers. But East West Herbal here in Ardmore says their products are tested and safe. They say 30% of their sales come from hemp products and kratom, all of which they expect to go off the shelves when this bill takes effect. Other stores like Cloud Zone Smoke Shop have a majority of their sales coming in from those products.
Our profit is going to be cut drastically, but at the same time, we will try like another idea we thought of, having a food truck outside serving food. We're trying to build for what's coming ahead.
These stores say businesses are far from the only people being hurt here.
The cannabis being cut out in this bill is going to impact a lot of our customers who use it for medicinal reasons. And my fear is that it's going to push them to the black market, to the street, or to other substances.
The U.S. hemp industry says this bill threatens 300,000 jobs nationwide. And the stores here in Tennessee say another big factor are the state economies like the one here in Tennessee, where they say that they will lose millions of dollars of hemp tax revenue every year. Reporting in Ardmore, Noah Cowell, 48 News, on your side.
And we're still following a breaking news story from this week where a Decatur police officer is now on leave and an investigation is underway after the officer shot a man during a traffic stop Wednesday night. Both the mayor and the police chief spoke at a news conference on Thursday, and they answered some questions about what exactly happened that night. 48's Callie Neese has more on what led to the shooting.
City officials called a press conference today to provide what they say is clear and accurate information to the public as they are asking questions about what really happened on 11th Avenue. Decatur Police Chief Tori Mack said it started around 8:25 Wednesday night as a DPD officer tried to stop the driver. That driver initially refused to stop. The vehicle continued at a slow speed until it stopped at 11th Avenue. He says the driver got out and brandished what appeared to be a firearm. That is when Max said the officer fired about 3 shots, with at least one of them hitting the victim. At last check, the victim was in stable condition, and the officer involved has been placed on administrative leave. Mayor Kent Lawrence said at the press conference the public deserves clear information.
Our goal is to keep the public informed in a steady, responsible way. Please be cautious about spreading rumors on social media. Accurate information will come directly from the Decatur Police Department.
But when I asked Chief Mack to clarify for me what he meant when he said appeared to be a firearm, and he said he didn't want to get ahead of the investigation. But when pressed further on the matter, this was his response.
But you guys didn't find a gun, or you did?
We found something that appeared to be a firearm.
Witnesses said they were scared.
I just want to say, all I want to say is just put the guns away. That's what. And try other, necessary means.
The Morgan County Sheriff's Office has taken over the investigation, and we have already reached out to officials from MCSO for more answers. Stay tuned to 48 for the latest. Reporting in Decatur, Callie Neese, 48 News, on your side.
And it is the end of an era as the final penny was minted on Wednesday. And so the country is moving forward with phasing out the 1-cent coin. The White House says it costs more to print the penny than the actual value of the coin. And so we were able to sit down with an avid coin collector here in Huntsville, and he spent decades growing his penny collection. And he said it's a bittersweet ending to see the coin go after more than 200 years. And he says he wants the government to save money, but he will miss the memories of collecting the copper portraits of our 16th president.
The pace of change is faster now than it was, 100 years ago. Things are going to change, and if the government can save some money, we need to do it. We'll do okay with the nickels.
Burrell says he does not plan to spend a penny from his collection, and instead he plans on passing it down to future generations. This may be an ongoing problem as far as coins getting discontinued, because the nickel right now costs nearly 14 cents to make. And so honestly, this kind of made me sad because I loved collecting pennies and having a piggy bank when I was younger and doing like the making a wish and throwing the pennies in the water fountains and stuff. But I'm glad that Burrell, he's going to be saving the pennies to pass down to generations, because it's crazy to think there's going to be generations of kids who do not know what a penny is in the next couple of years. So I think that's crazy, but I do agree that, if it's costing more to make it, then, obviously it's time to make that adjustment. But definitely the end of an era. And now to a 48 News update. So this week we heard from the family of the victims in last weekend's double shooting in Fort Payne. Logan Brown and his wife Alicia Keller were shot and killed last Sunday, just hours after their family says Keller was threatened by her boyfriend, who's the father of her children. And so Jacob Mitchum, he is now in custody and charged with capital murder. Keller and Mitchum were splitting custody of their children, and Brown's family said that the couple was grilling out at their home when Mitchum arrived and shot them both. And as you all can imagine, both families are just completely devastated by their loss.
She went by herself. She normally doesn't go alone. But they got into an argument, and he told her he was going to kill her and Logan that day.
The family, they did set up a GoFundMe to raise money for their funerals. And so you can find the link to donate to that GoFundMe on our website at WAFF.com. And coming up after the break, we'll take a look at a fun fashion event coming to the Muscle Shoals area that celebrates confidence, wellness, and community. And I'll also give you all a sneak peek into news stories coming up in our evening newscast. And we'll also take a look at some great events happening in the Huntsville and surrounding areas this weekend. All that and more when we come back. Hello everyone and welcome back to the 48 Recap. Last week I got to talk with New York runway model and mentor Cecilia McLaughlin and Simply Healthy Event Center owner Sharnette Willis about this very exciting upcoming Fashion Meets Muscle Shoals event that they're hosting. And so Cecilia was on the show with me before on 48 Now talking about teaching a kids model workshop, and she's so amazing and she teaches confidence and being true to yourself and just being authentically you, which I think is so important in an industry like modeling. And so it was so great having her back on, and the event that they're putting on this time is just a way for them to bring health and wellness and then also that confidence aspect to the Muscle Shoals area. And so it's going to be a two-part event. It's going to start with the fashion mentoring with Cecilia, and then there will be the runway show and vendor event that's hosted at Sharnette's Simply Healthy Event Center, which started as like a juice, healthy smoothie bar, and she expanded it into an event center that's still centered around like health and wellness, but instead of just making juices and stuff, like she does like dance classes and spoken word and poetry and just things to make people feel good and get their body moving and make them happy and just healthy. And so that's kind of what she does with her event center, which is why they collaborated on this event. And so both Cecilia and Sharnette, they talked about how this event is more than a fashion show, but it's also a way to bring people together from different walks of life and fellowship and uplift and inspire one another.
How Sharnette said that just meeting with people and seeing like the need, and it's a beautiful thing when all kinds of different people from all different walks of life, they come together for, you know, whatever it is. In this case, a great fashion show. They're able to talk with each other, uplift each other, inspire each other. And I think that's the main purpose and root of why we do this stuff. Yeah.
Yes, it was just so amazing having them on, and they really just care about supporting and uplifting others to be the best version of themselves. And I feel like they're going to bring a wonderful event to the Muscle Shoals community that everyone can gain something from, whether it's health, wellness, something from the vendors. There's going to be various different vendors, and also just the fashion show as well. And so the Fashion Meets Muscle Shoals event is going to be awesome, and they're still accepting vendors now. So if you're interested in being a vendor, you can check out the full story, and it has some information there for you to see how you can become a vendor. And the event is on Saturday, November 22nd at Simply Healthy Event Center, which is located at 4109 Sportsplex Drive, with the runway model workshop starting at 2 p.m. and the fashion show and vendor event starting at 7 p.m. And if you want to find out more about the Fashion Meets Muscle Shoals event and just ways to connect with Cecilia for model mentoring, and she does all ages for model mentoring from like children all the way to adults. And then Charnette, if you want to connect with her about Simply Healthy Event Center, you can do that by visiting the full 48 Now interview, which is available at WAFF.com under the digital shows tab. And with a Simply Healthy Event Center, Charnette says that it is open for rent as well. So if you want to host an event there, as long as it's a clean, healthy event, anything to promote wellness and things like that, like exercise or dancing or something like that, then it is available to rent. So that's also available on the full interview. She talks about that a little more, and also in the article as well. And now moving on over to a story to look out for coming up in our evening newscast. A Scottsboro man was killed in a Marshall County crash after a car slammed into the ATV he was riding in on Friday morning. And state troopers said that the crash happened around 9:30 in the morning. And it happened just east of Grant. And so they identified the man as 55-year-old Brian Allen, and they said he was riding on his ATV when another vehicle hit him, and the impact of that pushed the ATV off the road and into a ditch where it overturned. And so troopers said Allen wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from the ATV, and he died at the scene. And the driver of the other car that hit him was also injured and taken to Huntsville Hospital. And there was a passenger that was riding with Allen, and that passenger was airlifted to Huntsville Hospital as well. And troopers say that the passenger also wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the ATV. And the crash is currently under investigation with troopers with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. And we're following the story in Muscle Shoals, where at Constellium aluminum plant, there was a worker there that sustained serious injuries after a forklift accident happened this morning. We reached out to them, and a spokesperson said in part, quote, "Our thoughts are with our colleague and his family during this difficult time. We are conducting a thorough investigation into what happened, and our immediate focus is on supporting the injured employee, his family, and our workforce." They didn't really go into detail about what exactly happened, but we do know it was a forklift accident, and that worker is currently facing some severe injuries right now. And so tune into our evening newscast to hear more details on these stories and many others. And if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, check out the Holiday on Gates at Constitution Hall Park event. And this will be at the Alabama Constitution Hall Historic Park and Museum in Huntsville from 2 to 8 p.m. tonight. And it is the perfect way to get in the holiday spirit. There will be fun, festive time. It will be a fun and festive time. It's basically a holiday market to support local vendors. So they're going to have a lot of little trinkets, a good little way to get started on your holiday shopping. And people, they can find unique handmade gifts, which I feel like handmade gifts are the best. They're so unique. And it's perfect, again, for your holiday shopping. There will also be festive food. There's going to be warm drinks from Piper and Leaf's holiday menu. And so, and of course, it's not going to be a celebration without holiday music. So it's going to be a great event to get you in the spirit, in the holiday spirit, if you want to do something like that. And then another really fun event that's happening today is the Stove Fest, celebrating 1,000 live shows. And so this is going to be at Stove House from, it started now, but it's going until 11:30 p.m. And it's just a way for Stove House to celebrate having 1,000 live shows by having a mini festival all day. They're going to be having a lot of music. They're going to have a laser light show, an inflatable obstacle course, a charity raffle, and then they're also going to have a late night dance party. And so admission is free to that, so you can't beat free. And they did mention that the only thing that's paid is the VIP pass that they're offering. So check out their website to learn more about the VIP option if you would like to participate in that. And if you're looking for a way to have good food while also helping people, you can check out the event that's happening right now to help those in Jamaica who were impacted by Hurricane Melissa. The Caribbean Association of North Alabama is hosting a culinary fundraiser and supply drive today. And volunteers, they're accepting things like baby formula, first aid kits, tarps, and tents. And so you can grab a meal from a local food truck. There's going to be some really great options out there, and all those proceeds will go to a relief fund for the victims in Jamaica that went through Hurricane Melissa. And that event is going on right now at the Sam's Club parking lot on Holmes Avenue in Huntsville through the afternoon. And there's just so many great fun events happening this weekend, lots of holiday celebration, lots of just giving back season. So many things to do to have fun, to give back, to just celebrate the holidays. So definitely go out, enjoy yourself if you can. And anytime throughout the week, if you want to find a fun event or anything that you can do that's just fun or unique here in Huntsville, or you need to get out the house, you can always check out huntsville.org's event tab and wearehuntsville.com's event calendar to see more events that are happening in the area. And that's all I have today for the 48 recap. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to tune into 48's Weather Extra segments. Our meteorologists go live every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. and every Saturday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Forecaster Jada Russell, she will have you all covered today for her 4:30 edition of Weather Extra. So be sure to tune in. And again, this is just another way to give you all those extra insights on the latest weather forecast. So make sure to download our 48 apps and follow us on our Facebook and YouTube channels so you don't miss any updates on the news and the weather. And if you would like to stay connected with me throughout the week, please be sure to follow my Facebook page at Tatyana White, WAFF 48. I would love to connect with you, so feel free to reach out. I sometimes post updates or share some stories or a little bit of a behind the scenes of some of the interviews I do. So if you would like to connect or see those things, feel free to definitely follow me and reach out. Take care, everyone, and stay safe. Enjoy the beautiful weather that we have. Well, it's a pretty decent temperature. It's going to be pretty sunny throughout the weekend. So definitely go out, enjoy that, enjoy some festive activities this weekend. And I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.